All right, here it is, August 22nd, 2012. This is HRM Caesar St. Augustine de Buonaparte, still a presidential candidate, even though we all know that it's just a scam for the Federal Election Commission to put names on a computer list that don't have, are instigated, maneuvered, fabricated to not be able to win any election whatsoever involving the presidency, because it is a dual dictatorship. Now, I've had a little more than 10,000 views, people looking at the videos, and out of 3 years, only definitely less than about 20 people that have said any negative comments, either didn't like what I was saying or were too dumb to realize that was all shock effect, because you, as a candidate, you can't get any attention. Now, yesterday, and over the last week, actually, I've been having a real hassle having to move, and I got a little pressure let off yesterday, but the pressure's still on for me to find another place. Now, interesting thing, I made predictions. One of them was on the recall of romaine lettuce, which has made a lot of people sick. I told you people that cryptically, these predictions come to me by the way I handle my quantum computers, my quantum predictive computers, how I handle the information, what I put into them, and what I receive from current events and current affairs that are taking place outside around me. One of the things that happened on YouTube was the greengrocer. I don't know if a lot of you people know who he is, but the greengrocer asked to be my contact. And it is not a coincidence that it turns out that the greengrocer contacted me like that about 3 or 4 to 5 days, almost a week before the romaine lettuce recall. That was not a coincidence. That was part of a quantum physics prediction. It's part of the quantum matrix, the 99th monkey philosophy, the exchange of information through methods that still cannot be accurately explained away. Some people call it vibrational frequency. Some people call it psychic energy. Some people call it people speaking through the spirit world. But whatever you call it, the real brass tacks of it, the reality of it all, and that's why I call myself Reality Supreme Being, because I deal with quantum physics. And that's exactly where all of this has come from. Yesterday, you had a video that my computer's been on the blink, and you had a video that was not very good. The audio really kind of gave out on me, so you have to turn the volume up pretty good for yesterday or the day before yesterday's video that I recorded. In this recall for vegetables, it's not a coincidence that he contacted me, because these things exist, the information exists in other people. Other people are made and are part of the quantum matrix throughout the universe. It's just that over super long distances, the quantum matrix tends to, although the message, the impact, the feeling, if you want to put it that way, will reach you instantaneously. Depending on how far away it is, it will take you time to interpret that signal. And sometimes, the further the distance away this message is sent, the longer it may take for you to put the puzzle together and realize that it was an actual prediction and not a coincidence. So, although people in the know, officials, authoritarian figures who've had lots of years of studies and training in all of these different environments of biology and physics, they don't take into account that space is always moving. The universe is moving. I mean, the my 5 minute. I put a beeper on my phone on the recordings I make. It's going to beep on me every 5 minutes, so it lets me know when I've reached 5 minutes. And this is a 15-minute video. Like, for instance, I don't have the figures in front of me, but the galaxy is moving like so many million miles per hour, okay? And it moves in the Milky Way the Milky Way galaxy is moving away at that distance. And then the whole solar system is traveling at a 6-digit figure, somewhere around there, in a high-velocity orbit around the Milky Way galaxy. So all these scientists are running around trying to figure out about the Big Bang Theory and all that, and how speed of light, the light we're looking at, started on its journey towards us before it reached us hundreds of millions and billions of years ago. But what they don't understand is that the universe is still moving at all these different speeds. And actually, I'm going to stop here because I'm getting too close to giving information for free that you people don't deserve. It's information that's probably going to die with me. I have some very good, not theories, but templates that can be used to explain exactly the time involved, the distances involved, and why it takes so long for someone to interpret the right interpretations so that you can figure out whether these predictive things that you're predicting ahead of time could save people's lives. But you may run out of time depending on how far away the distance is that the signal is coming from. And signals are generally passed on from electrons to electrons through the air, through the elemental scale. Anything that's involved that's floating in the air goes through the elemental scale and sends these contacted messages to you, and they're invisible. It's a message that is usually received on a frequency level depending on what atoms are involved in the elemental scale, whether it's oxygen, nitrogen, or combination of the two, and combination of other gases. It gets very complicated from here. Now, at 7 minutes into the video, I'm going to touch on some other subjects. Now, I've told you people that I am a cryptic predictor, and the reason I don't directly predict anymore is because the word forgiveness in capital letters is not in my vocabulary. It stopped being in my vocabulary when my cars, my boats, my motorhomes, my life was destroyed by the city of Los Angeles, the county of Los Angeles, even by the Secret Service, the FBI, all of you, the police, the parking enforcement. It doesn't matter who the people were. You're all idiots and jerks, and you all deserve what you're getting. This morning, I saw a guy make comments about this guy, James Holmes, who shot those people in Aurora Theater, and how, the psychiatrists are looking at him, and 3 different people looked at him, and blah, blah this and blah, blah that about his condition and why it happened. And they're missing the media's really the culprit in all of this. They're missing the most important interview of all. And the interview is with something that I've already mentioned in my videos, and a good reporter would be able to pick up on it right away if they can handle all my rant and ravings for hours on end, which I don't think they can. They don't have the balls or the guts to sit there and listen to that over and over again. But there is one interview that they are not making with something that is in Denver and in Aurora, in that area, that could have contributed to stopping or intervening in James Holmes's act that was going to take place. Very similar to the show called Person of Interest, which is on CBS, or The Mentalist. Both those shows are not a coincidence that they have come on to the scene speaking about things that are directly related with my quantum physics network and how the web of the whole universe works at that quantum level. So the map and the information is already in my head, and it will die with me. I won't give one bit of it to this country, this dual dictatorship, this censoring, suppressing country that suppresses presidential candidates like me from being known about across the board. I know about things that would make Einstein turn over in his grave. I know about things right now that would make Einstein's brain pop out of the jar that it's in, pickled in, because he'd be so amazed that someone has figured out how to explain the unified field theory, but in a way that totally blows everybody's mind. Ed Whitten would be begging to talk to me if he knew about me. And I don't have to go on talking about all you people who have really screwed up. You screwed up by doing what you did to me. It may be another 1,000 years before another person pops up like me that, regardless of my learned vocabulary, my attitude, my behaviorals, all of the personality that I have, it may be a while before we figure. Oh, sorry, my screen went blank, and I couldn't figure out why it went blank. Anyway, it may be a while before any of you really figure out, unless the government really does have super secret people that have already looked at all my 300 videos and are now trying to desperately run down every little word I said and trying to put it in the puzzle on that big board that they have. I said, this is Caesar's predictions, and they're all trying to figure it all out and put the puzzle together. Well, you're never going to be able to put the puzzle together because you're too stupid, all of you. You suppressed me, you hurt me, you destroyed my life. That's why the word forgiveness will never, ever be in my vocabulary. That is gone forever. Like the earth being swallowed up by the sun 5 billion years from now, when our sun starts to die and it grows into a red giant and sucks in Mercury, Venus, and the earth, and possibly maybe even Mars too. So what has happened here is that you people have blown it for yourselves. And the sad part about this is, even if there's another person or persons out there that are similarly discovering or have discovered the same things I have, they can't present it the same way I'm presenting it. And that's where you're losing out. Because the way things are presented by 1, 5 people, 10 people, it doesn't matter. Single person, 2 people, 10 people, 100 people, how it's presented is extremely important. And any part of the presentation and the numbers of those people that's missing is a piece of the puzzle that's missing. So, Mr. Obama, like I said, you have until the 28th of September, you and Romney, to meet me on stage and debate with me about Medicare, about the war in Afghanistan, about the controlled media that you control with all your money, about the how many Bilderberg meetings you've been to. I want to know everything on that stage, and I think the people in this country, no matter how smart or dumb they are, and I say they're mostly dumb, I challenge them to prove that they're smart by taking all the money out of their bank, by really fighting back and saying, we're as mad as hell, and we're not going to stick our head out the window and say, and yell some screaming, dumb, stupid statement. We're actually going to do something. And that's what you people need to do, because you're running out of time. And it's just a matter of time before you run out of it, and you will not be able to change things the way you could have changed things if you hadn't taken my cars, my boats, my motorhomes, and destroyed all of my plans that I had worked so hard for 30 years. What was done to me was worse than an arsonist setting fire in a canyon and burning down people's homes. All they do is lose their houses. They don't lose their lives. But you people slowly destroyed me, made me live on an invisible death row in the United States of America. And you're still doing it. So, the warning, Mr. Obama and Mr. Romney, this is your first warning. You had better meet me on stage before the 28th of September, or else something very, very bad is going to happen to a lot of people. And I don't have to do a thing. Let me warn you people. You've done it all to me. I don't have to lift a finger. You've made so many secret, quiet, yelling under their breath, hating under their breath. You've made so many enemies that you don't even know who they are. And you'll never be able to find out who's the next one's going to go in and shoot up a theater or another McDonald's or a car rental place or shoot up a DMV or who cares, or blow up a building. You're the ones that blew my life up, and you're still doing it. So you think about this now real hard, how much you owe me.